I tried these 11 techniques that helped me study once, understand the concept, and I was still able to remember the information when it was called upon. I know you're excited to know more about these study techniques, which I will share with you in this particular video. But before we continue, my name is Basi Ejogba. I'm a 400 level student in the University of Calabar studying medical laboratory science. And in my channel, I help students level up the academic game. So if you love content like this, don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so I can continue getting updates anytime I will drop videos like this, and so that you can also help me grow. And in this video today, I'm going to share with you 11 proven techniques that will help you study once, understand the concept, and still be able to remember this information. And number one on the list is a technique which is known as the Pomodoro technique. Now the Pomodoro technique is a technique that helps you give out spaces or space of time when you are reading. That means if you want to read for, let's assume you want to read for 1 hour, it is one where you read for 25 minutes, you have a 5-minute break, you come back and read for 25 minutes and have a 5-minute break. Now this particular technique will help prevent you from getting burnout or getting exhausted when you are sitting down to read. A lot of students, when they say they want to read, they can decide to sit down and read for 4 hours at a stretch. But this Pomodoro technique will help you, instead of feeling burnout when you are reading, you can decide to break down your study time into different sections. That means you read for 25 minutes, you have a 5-minute break, you come back and read for 25 minutes and have a 5-minute break. Just like that, you get to find out that you'll be able to even read for more than 4 hours, but you won't feel this pressure or this uneasiness of trying to stand up and feeling pains. You get. So the first one is known as the Pomodoro technique. The second one is known as the space repetition. Now this space repetition is one that I advise students to always try a lot. Now instead of waiting a night to the exam and you undergo this what we call la cram la pour, you get, instead of waiting a night to exam where you cram all the concept, you can decide to start participating or start performing this particular technique that is known as a space repetition, where you start reading the exact moment or the next day when you are being taught a particular topic. You get, you read that particular topic the next day, you give out time, let's say probably 4 days later, you still go back to read the concept. Maybe another 4 days later, you get to read the concept. You get to find out that even before your exam, the concept or that particular topic or that course will already be in your head. You don't need to go and stress yourself and start giving yourself unnecessary exam pressure, cramming all the informations one time. So the third on the list is known as mind mapping. Mind mapping is simply connecting different informations to concept. If you want to actually understand the concept, like see how different concepts are connected. Like if we are reading a particular topic, let's say you are reading biology, it's not expected that you start from the end of the textbook to start reading. It is always advised that you start from the beginning. This is because you'll be able to see how these concepts are being connected topic by topic. So it is very, very essential that when you are reading, you get to understand how these concepts are being connected. You don't just jump and start reading from the end of a textbook and you feel you will be able to understand the concept. You won't, because you will not be able to understand how these concepts are being linked up to each other. So it's important that you start from the very least chapter 1, where you build up to chapter 2, where you build up to chapter 3, where you build up to chapter 4, so you'll be able to understand how these concepts are being connected. The fourth on the list is known as active recall. Now a lot of students don't participate in active recall. Active recall is simply when after reading you close, let's assume you read a particular textbook, you close that chapter that you just finished reading and you try to recall the information that you just read. You try to recall the information that you just read by probably asking yourself questions to see whether you still remember it and stuff like that. Now the active recall, you do active recall that exam moment you are reading. You don't have to wait 2 days later or 4 days later. What you just have to do is the moment you finish that particular chapter or that topic, close it and try to recall what you have read. Fifth on the list is known as a Feynman technique. Now this Feynman technique is simply teaching, understand, like making sure or trying to teach a child, like trying to teach someone what you know. You get. Now this trying to teach someone what you know is that you break down the concept as if you are teaching a 2-year-old child. You get. You break down the concept, try to see how you can break down the concept and teach it to a very layman understanding. So that is, it's not the layman concept, but you teach it to a layman understanding, just as if you are teaching a 2 years old child. You get. So that means you are going to paraphrase what you have learned in your own words, so to show that you really understand the concept of what you just finished reading. The sixth on the list is one I call the SQ3R. The SQ3R. That is SQRRR, which is the survey, the question, the read, the recite, and review method. Now, before you take out any piece of material or textbook to read, the first way for you to actually start understanding what you have read, or the first method for you to start reading, is that you have to survey what has been given to you. You have to survey the material. After surveying the material, you ask yourself questions like, what is the main purpose of me studying this particular material? You must get the reason behind your study of that particular concept. Then you now read the book, the material. You try to recite what you have read, and after reading, you go back and still review the concepts of what you have read. The seventh on the list is known as chunking. Now, chunking is simply breaking down informations into manageable tasks. That means if you are expected to finish a particular topic, you can decide to break down that topics into key points. You get. Check out the particular key points or sub sections in that topic, and you break it down. That means you don't just need to possibly cram the whole concept. Just try to break down that topics into layers, and you'll be able to understand the concepts of what you are reading. The eighth on the list is known as the memory palace. You can decide to call it the memory palace or the method of Loxy, which I have always talked about in my particular video. This method of Loxy is one you associate information with locations in a familiar place. That means if you are reading a particular topic, let's say you are reading photosynthesis in your backyard, for example, the backyard of your house, you can decide to link photosynthesis. Like, whenever you hear photosynthesis, you will link it to the backyard of your house, and there's no how in your backyard that you won't be able to see green grasses. You understand? So that very moment that you link up that new information you have learned to familiar places in your location, you get to see that information will stick. This method is known as the method of Loxy or the memory palace method. The next on the list, which is the number 9th method, is the visualization. Now you have to notice that the brain loves visualization. Visualization is where you create pictures of what you are reading. Let's assume we are talking about waves concept. You can create visualization of the crest and trough movement of the wave. This will really help you understand what you are reading. Then 10th on the list is that you have to teach back what you have read. Now, the teaching back what you have read is just like the famous technique, but it's not actually the famous technique. In this particular teach back method, you can decide to teach your sibling, you can decide to even teach your classmate or your friend, or in the worst case scenario, you can decide to teach an imaginary audience what you have just read. The moment you try to teach back what you have read, will really help you understand the concept, especially when you are teaching the concept to your classmates who also know what you are reading. In any place you might be lacking behind, or there's a mistake you make, your friend or your classmate who is also reading the same subject or topic like you will help correct you. But in a scenario where a person of equal knowledge like you is not in that particular place, or where you are teaching in an imaginary audience, when you teach and you make a mistake, you can decide to go back to your notebook and check out where you made that mistake, and you'll be able to get the concept, and you can still come back and teach that concept again. So the last on the list, which is not always talked about by a lot of people, is a sleep and consolidation method. A lot of students don't actually sleep, or they believe that sleep is for the weak. Yes, quite alright, sleep is for the weak, I know, but the problem there is this: the sleep is a consolidation. Sleep is a consolidation for what you have read, because when the moment you read for a long period of time without sleeping, you are actually sabotaging your memory and when your memory breaks down, then the major reason of you reading has been defeated. You understand? So you must give yourself rest, you must give yourself time to sleep, so as your body so that your body will feel energized and relaxed, and so that the body will be able to recollect these informations that you have read over time. So that is just it, guys. These 11 proven study techniques which are very helpful. Although, let me know in the comment section which one you are currently trying, or which one you want to try from all these methods I have read, from the Pomodoro technique to the space repetition to the mind mapping to the active recall to the famous technique to the SQ3 method to the chunking to the memory palace or the method of Luxy to the visualization method to the teach bar method and the sleep and consolidation method. Once again, if you love this video, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so that you will continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, and so that you can also help me grow. Please don't also forget to share these videos to your friends so that they can come here and get value, and also to push this video to a lot of people like you who will be searching for content like this. Please don't forget to hit on the like button so that the YouTube algorithm will push this video to a larger audience, so that they can come here, get value, and so that I can also grow and feel motivated to continue making videos like this. And until I see you in my next video, remember that you are wonderful, remember that you are unique, and remember that you are a pace setter, and I always love you. Thank you.